Hi, hope you're good. Oh, it's chilly in here.
I don't want to hear it's chilly. It feels terrific.
It's so cold in here. Sure. I have to have the company.
I can't believe you got your first hummingbird, by the way. I saw the picture.
Yeah,
Sal's so
finally.
jealous. You know, he's dying to have one.
There's a problem with them this year. A lot of people are not seeing them.
We've had no luck. Dragonfly. No, that's different.
They're okay.
Different. Didn't have in my own.
All right.
No, this is just, I don't have to do anything different. Just sit there.
Right. One 7/24. And holdover number 2. Got a few more.
Thank you. That's a nice color.
Yeah, she always does.
I'm remote tonight, so I will get plans, I have no problem, just give me a minute each one to
Yep.
look at.
Okay.
You want me to help you, so if you don't want to have to walk around too much, tell me.
My knee's pretty good now.
Yeah, you're not limping. It's good. Shots are helping? Good.
Happy to hear that.
7, no plans.
Just let me know when stenographer's ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Zoning Board of Appeals. I'd like to brief you on some of our rules and procedures used during the hearings. When the hearing number is called, the applicant or representative will come to the podium. If they are not an attorney, they will be sworn in by our executive secretary. They will then present their case. The board members may or may not ask questions of the applicant. At the conclusion of the applicant's presentation, we will ask if there are any interested parties who would like to speak either for or against the application, and we will then allow the applicant some brief rebuttal. The stenographer can only take one person's testimony at a time, so we ask that you do not call out during testimony. We will give everyone an opportunity to be heard this evening. Sometimes proceedings do not end till 1 a.m. or later, but everyone will be given an opportunity to be heard. At approximately 9 p.m., our stenographer will have been typing for 2 hours, and we will take a 10-minute break. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any postponements this evening?
We have 4 postponements. Hearing number 1, Appeal 83-400, Nancy Myro. Hearing 7, Appeal 12-80, Wendy News. Hearing 24, Appeal 24-145, Monty Sohal. And hearing holdover 2, Appeal 24-34, Wai Yang.
Anybody in the audience here for any of those hearings that have been postponed? Let the record reflect that no one appeared, and let's call the first hearing.
Hearing 2, Appeal 24-70, John Prado at 21 Kenwood Drive, Massapequa.
Hi, raise your right hand. Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings.
I do.
Name and address, please.
Peter Chinquamani, address is 75 Albertson Avenue, Albertson, New York, 11507.
Thank you.
I'm here on behalf of the owner of 21 Kenwood Drive. We're seeking a variance for a rear wood deck abutting a swimming pool, which is lacking in rear yard and side yard setback, as well as the pool itself having a diminished rear yard and side yard setback. A variance also for the second-story addition and the wood deck that were done exceed the maximum building coverage and gross floor area. The side yard for the deck is 7.7 feet, 7.4 to the rear, 7.7 on the side, 7.4 on the rear. The deck itself is 459 square feet.
I'm sorry?
The deck itself is 459.4 square feet. It's attached to the back of the home and surrounds the side portion of the pool closest to the property line. The side yard setback, like I said, is now 7.7 for the deck and 12.5 for the pool. And then the rear addition that was put on is a second-story addition. It has patio underneath, pavers on the first level, and it's 243.5 square feet, which puts us over on coverage, and the deck counts towards the floor area, so we're over on floor area as well.
How high is the deck? How many feet off the ground?
It's a 4-foot-high pool, and the deck is even with the pool.
And there's a fence around the yard, I'm assuming?
There's a fence around the yard, and then there's also a railing between the back of the home and the pool. So the deck kind of surrounds the side and the rear of the pool in between the house, and there's a railing there that divides the two as well.
Okay, well, the reason I asked the question, if it's a 4-foot-high deck, so basically you have a 2-foot-high fence in the rear, for that neighbor in the rear.
Technically, yes.
Has the neighbor, have they spoken to that rear neighbor, or?
The pool's been there since 2004.
Okay,
And no one's ever said anything. The owner is basically trying to do this on their own. It's not, and nobody complained. They got no violation on it. They just wanted to, they want to leave the house to their children and want to just make sure everything's taken care of.
Okay.
So,
fair enough. Anybody have any questions? No. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
thanks. Green cards?
I'll take it, please.
Next is hearing 3, Appeal 24-82, James Tierney at 114 Connecticut Avenue, Massapequa.
Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings.
I do. Good evening. My name is Cole Gartmere from Long Island Perfect Permits, 124 Front Street, Suite 205, Massapequa Park, New York, 11762. An agent representing James Tierney, owner of 114 Connecticut Ave, Massapequa, New York, Section 52, Block 200, Lot 2465. This property is in an R17 zone. An application was filed to maintain an existing front porch with steps to grade. The existing front open porch exceeds the maximum permitted building coverage of 25%. The existing lot coverage is 26.91%. The front porch was modified in 2019. The existing driveway was expanded approximately 2 years ago and does not meet the minimum required side yard setback of 8 feet. The driveway maintains 0-foot setback. The next door neighbor's driveway to the west is located on the other side of the property, so they're not affected by the current setback at all. We feel these items presented today are not out of character for this neighborhood. My client spoke to the abutting neighbors, none of them expressed concerns.
Thank you.
And there's no site problem?
No,
But I saw, yeah.
Yeah, no.
I saw it, there's no site problem.
right.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our
Thank you.
office. Thank you.
Next is hearing 4, Appeal 24-146, Corey and Rebecca Timoni at 55 New Hampshire Avenue, Massapequa.
Tell the truth during these proceedings.
I do.
Your name and address, please.
Corey Timoney, 55 New Hampshire Avenue, Massapequa, New York. All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Corey Timoney. I'm here as the homeowner, representing myself and my wife. As part of a home remodel, we are seeking to build approximately 42 by 47 new dwelling on partial new and partial existing foundation. Our application cited the following as being variance: less side yard setback, less aggregate side yard than allowed, and we're also exceeding the total allowable lot coverage. We're seeking 29% coverage, which is a 4% delta of the allowed 25%. We also have encroachment of eaves and gutters. With respect to the side yard and the gutters and eaves encroachment, the existing building currently doesn't meet the setback requirement. We're just essentially intending to build our extension in line with that exterior wall into the backyard. And we're building a new second story over that, so that's where we're getting the encroachment of the eaves and gutters on the side yard.
Okay.
The lot coverage, we do have a permanent patio cover we're intending to build out back, and a small portico over the porch in the front, and I think that's what's putting us over the 25% allowance.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? No. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hearing 5, Appeal 24-213, Carrie Palacastro at 18 Comet Court, Massapequa.
Raise your hand, please. Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings.
Yes, I do.
Name and address, please.
Good evening, members of the board. My name is Dean Kutsubis. My address is 121 Newbridge Road, Hicksville, New York, 11801. I'm here this evening with Ms. Policastro and her mother, Ms. Brancato. Ms. Policastro owns the house, and we're asking for part of our variances for an addition and a part of the variances for a mother-daughter. So this is a little bit unique, as her mother has not moved into the house yet, as the room has not been built yet, and neither has this second kitchen. So we're asking for a variance on the construction of this addition. So the addition, it needs a front yard setback of 25.3 feet facing Comet Court, and we're asking for 19.83. That difference is because this is a rather unique shaped property. It's on I want to say it's like a corner, but it's also the corner of a cul-de-sac. So it's rather unique, and that's why that number gets small in that location. We're asking for a rear yard setback of 17 feet, where the requirement is 25 feet. That is for the extension. We're building a 14 by approximately 33-foot extension. They call it the rear yard, but it's really, when you look at the front of the house, it's really the side yard. But they call it the rear yard because of this irregular shape of the property, and the more narrow or width is facing Comet Lane and not Comet Court. So that would be the rear yard, and we're asking for 17 feet instead of the required 20 feet. Or 25 feet. The lot coverage, instead of the 20%, which is allowed, we are asking for 26%. And for floor area, we're asking for 3,679 when the allowable is 3,300. This addition will include a bedroom. On the first floor, it will include, it's a one-story addition, so on the first floor, it includes a bedroom, closet space, and living area for Ms. Brancato, who's going to move into the downstairs, and a portion of the existing first floor will be the proposed kitchen for the secondary use. This addition also includes, not really a second floor, but a roof deck. So there is a portion of that square footage, a 14 by 20 portion is a roof deck that's, it's the roof of this first floor. It is not roofed over or enclosed. I'd also like to note that the house still remains as a one-family. It has one front door. The only way into this proposed addition is to go through the front door of the house and through the common areas of the main house to get to the downstairs. And even with the stairs that go out the back, you have to go back upstairs to the second floor and then back down again. So there's no separate entrances, there's no separate door. Everything is through the same common areas of the first floor. Another thing I'd like to point out, that there's a good portion of this existing first floor is a two-car attached garage. So that takes up a bit of square footage as well, and they intend that to be remained as a garage. My clients are very, very friendly with all the neighbors, and they were able to get letters of consent from the abutting neighbors plus multiple neighbors, which are on the radius map. I believe that concludes my presentation, unless there's any questions for the board.
Do you have everybody's IDs that, for the parent-child?
The mom's is still at the old address. I had already spoken to Dean about this. He had called, if it's approved, and when the construction is done, they will have to supply her license change to this address. She didn't change it yet, just because she
Okay.
didn't know if it was going to be approved.
Okay. That's my question. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hearing 6, Appeal 24-157, Karen Marakovic at 229 North Suffolk Avenue, North Massapequa.
Council, to adjourn the proceedings?
I do.
May I just-
Salvatore Koshia, Permits Russ, 338 Jericho Turnpike, Syosset, New York, 11791. Good evening, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board. I'm here on behalf of Mrs. Rakovic at 229 North Suffolk Avenue in Massapequa. Property is located in R17 zone. They're proposing a roof over porch that'll have a front yard setback of 20.1, where the average is 27.1. And it'll also have a side yard setback of 7.8 feet, where the required is 8 feet. Clients have spoken to the neighbors directly next door to the right and left, and the neighbors across the street, and nobody seems to have any objections.
Okay, this was an easy one, huh? Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed. Decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you, have a good night, everyone.
You too. Hearing 8, Appeal 24-144, Deborah Ann Dengate at 123 Lockwood Avenue, Farmingdale.
Good evening. Again, my name is Cole Gartmeyer from Long Island Perfect Permits, 124 Front Street, Suite 205, Massapequa Park, New York, 11762, an agent representing James and Deborah Ann Degante, owners of 123 Lockwood Avenue in Farmingdale, New York, Section 48, Block 587, Lot 766. This property is in an R17 zone. We're here tonight to seek relief for a rear deck, expander driveway, and fencing. My client purchased the property in 2006. In 2007, there was a major fire. A permit was filed and approved for the repairs. The client was under the impression that the permit was closed out and recently found out it was still open. A new survey was submitted in order to close out the permit, and some minor changes have been made from the original approved plans. The driveway was added approximately 10 years ago and does not meet the minimum required side yard setback of 8 feet. The driveway maintains a 2.8 feet setback. Lastly, the existing 6-foot PVC fence does not meet the minimum 24.9-foot setback from a side/front property line. The portion of fence in the front of the driveway does not meet the required setback. The fence was installed around 2010. We've spoken to, my client's spoken to some of the neighbors. They signed consent saying that they don't have any issues.
Okay.
Board has any questions?
Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too.
Hearing 9, Appeal 24-147, Elizabeth Piesner at 7 Gray Rock Court, Bethpage.
Okay, we'll call that one again.
Sure, no one's here, okay?
No one's here.
No one's here, okay. We'll go on to the next then, and that is hearing 10, Appeal 24-174, Catherine Stanton Mercer at 50 Plainerd Drive, Bethpage.
Hi. please
Hi.
write your name. Tell the truth during these proceedings.
I do.
Your name and address, please.
My name is Keith Mercer. I reside at 50 Plain Edge Drive in Bethpage. Good evening, Madam Chairperson, members of the board. I'm here to represent my wife, Catherine Stanton Mercer, who also resides at 50 Plain Edge Drive. We are requesting a variance to allow the installation of a pool heater with less than the required front and side yard setbacks. We applied for a permit to place the heater in the location that's under discussion, because that's where all the services come in. That's where the gas services, the electric service, the water pipes for the pool. We went for the final inspection, and we were informed in that time that we did not have enough side clearance. It was installed with 3 feet of side clearance, and it's required 5.
So this is installed already?
Yes, it is.
It says proposed on our
It's
paperwork.
not functional. It is not functional.
Oh,
It's
it's
waiting
not.
for final approval.
Okay.
The size of the pool heater is substantial compared to, say, the pool filter. It has a footprint of 20 by 28 inches, and the manufacturer requires an additional setback from the house, minimum setback for safety purposes. So try as we might with moving this around to get that extra 24 inches, we have a few inches of play, we just don't have the 24. If we were to abandon the side yard and move this to the backyard, that would come at substantial increased cost because there is no services there. We'd have to do a partial demolition and reconstruction of a patio. We would have to run all new water lines, new electrical service, and extend the gas line. And that is the reason why we are respectfully requesting this variance. 2 additional things that I would like to bring to the board's attention. The first is that none of this is visible from the front or the street. There is a 6-foot fence surrounding the entire thing on all sides. And the other thing is that I have a letter. My neighbor was kind enough to provide me with a signed and notarized letter. He has viewed the installation. He has no issues with it.
Is this the neighbor on that side yard?
Yes, this is the neighbor at 48 Plain Edge Drive, immediately abutting the location of the heater.
Okay.
And do you need extra copies?
Nope, just one is good. Thank you.
That concludes my presentation. I'd like to thank the board for their time in considering this matter.
Okay.
Have a
Well,
good
no,
evening.
stay here. We're not done yet. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Good evening. Hearing 11, Appeal 24-188, Steve Gilbert at 112 North Windhorst Avenue, Bethpage.
Hi.
Raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings.
I do.
Your name and address, please.
Vincent Bresnader, 1645 Stevens Avenue, Merrick, New York, 11566. Bresnader, Bresnaider.
And who are you?
I am the, representing the homeowner. I'm the architect.
I don't have a disclosure for you.
Oh, I have one here.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Good? All right. Good evening, Madam Chairwoman and members of the board. My name is Vin Bresnader, and I am representing the property owner, Mr. Steve Gilbert, who is currently traveling outside the country. I am also the architect of record for this project. Mr. Gilbert would like to construct a rear yard raised deck at his residence located at 112 North Windhurst Avenue in Bethpage, which is located in a Town of Oyster Bay Residence R1-7 zoning district. The proposed deck and access stairs will measure 16 feet by 25 feet and will contain 400 square feet. Per the notice of rejection received from the building department and dated 4/26/2024, the proposed deck violates the town zoning code's rear setback requirement. The minimum rear yard required in the R1-7 zone is 25.0 feet, and we are proposing 10.1 feet, which is 14.9 feet less than required. However, zoning code section 4.4.2.1.2.2 states that, quote, one-story unroofed porches, decks, balconies, and terraces not more than 3 feet above grade shall be permitted to project a maximum of 6 feet into a required front or rear yard, end quote. The top of the proposed deck will be located 2 feet 10 inches above grade, thus qualifying for this permitted encroachment. As a result, the amount of rear setback relief being requested is 14.9 feet minus 6.0 feet, for a total of 8.9 feet. Although not mentioned in the notice of rejection, we would like to address the side yards as well. The minimum side yard required is 8.0 feet, and we are proposing 10.0 feet from the north side lot line, which is 2.0 feet more than required. The aggregate side yards required is 20.0 feet, and we're proposing 19.7 feet, which is 0.3 feet less than required. It should be noted, however, that the 19.7 feet aggregate proposed is what currently exists on the property. The proposed new deck will not decrease the existing side yard aggregate. Once again, the aggregate side yard requirement is not cited in a notice of rejection, but we make this clarification for the record. And at this time, I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Well, you answered mine because I was interested in the height of the deck, so,
Okay.
only because you're so close to the rear, well, you're closer to the rear property line. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hearing 12, Appeal 24-199, Michael Giordano at 69 Floral Avenue, Bethpage.
Social Jones proceeding?
I do.
Yes, please.
Robert Schumacher, 1109 Round Swamp Road, Old Bethpage. Good evening, Madam Chairperson and ladies of the board. Representing Mr. Giordano of 69 Floral Avenue in Bethpage. I passed up some photos and consent letters for the board. Mr. Giordano seeking a variance for a proposed second-floor addition not having the required rear yard setback, exceeding the permitted height, exceeding the lot coverage and gross floor area, and to maintain 2 sheds not having the required side yard setback, and to maintain a pond having less side and rear yard setback, and to maintain pond equipment having less than the required front yard setback. At this time, I'd like to withdraw Part C and Part E. Part C is for the sheds, those will be moved to comply, and Part E is for the pond equipment, that also will be relocated to comply. This application is for a second-floor addition with open space below, proposing a 20.25 rear yard setback where 25 feet is the minimum. There is an existing awning in the backyard that has been there for many years. The new addition will be going in the same location and maintaining the same rear yard setback. In regard to the height, this addition will not be visible from the front of the house, and it is following existing height of the house of 30 feet, proposing a height of 29.5 feet. It's actually lower. The open space below the second floor addition is counted into the gross floor area, and if this variance was approved, the homeowners would condition that that area not be enclosed. We do have a consent letter from all the 4 abutting neighbors at 67, 65A, 71 Floral Avenue, and 20 Pine Avenue. Also from the neighbors across the street at 66A, 70 Floral Avenue, and the other neighbor at 18 Pine Avenue. There is a fence and shrubbery around the rear of the property, as the photos show. Mr. Giordano's been living here for many years. He's a longtime Bethpage resident and also a volunteer fireman for over 25 years. As the photos show, the house is in excellent condition and has always been well maintained.
Okay, and just to make sure we're clear, you're withdrawing C and E?
Correct.
So the pond equipment will be relocated?
Yes.
To comply?
And the sheds will also be relocated to comply.
Makes more sense.
Yeah, okay. Anybody else have any questions?
No.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board to be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, you too. Are we calling
Yes.
the one that was missed?
Do you want to call that one?
I don't know. Call it again, see if they showed up.
Okay, we're going to go back to one that was not here when we called. Hearing 9, Appeal 24-147, Elizabeth Paisner at 7 Gray Rock Court, Bethpage.
Okay.
Good evening, members of the board.
Good evening.
My name is Dean Katsubis. My address is 121 Newbridge Road, Hicksville, New York, 11801. I'm here this evening on behalf of Elizabeth Paisner and Kevin Daly, who's the architect for this project. We're asking for a variance for a portico and 2 sheds. The portico doesn't have the required setback of 39.8 feet. The existing setback is 23 feet. Now, it may seem like an excessive difference, but looking at the site plan, this house is situated on a cul-de-sac where it's rather narrow in the front, and I will submit photos of this portico to show you that it's a really nice and actually very small portico. So I'll submit photos of the portico, and it's a roofed-over open portico just leading to the front door, and it's built essentially even with the existing other front yard of the house. If you're looking at the left side of the house, the left side of the house is 4.9 feet off the main portion of the house, and this portico comes out 5 feet. So essentially even with the front of the house. So I have photos of the portico, and I also have photos of the shed. We have 2 sheds. So the one shed is 8.2 by 10.2, and the other shed is 10.3 by 14.3. Neither of them have the required rear yard of 3 feet. So the one shed has a setback of 0.08 feet. The other shed has a setback of 1.7 feet. And I submitted photos of the sheds. And the second shed, the bigger one, the 10.3 by 14.3 shed has a height of 10.42 feet, where the required height is 10 feet. So it's slightly over height and setback on the sheds. This work was relevant to a different, there's a proposed renovation on the house, which has no variances are required for the renovation or the additions that were built or that are proposed on the house. All these improvements were there prior to the client's purchase of the house. Client purchased the house about 3 years ago, I was told, and there was these all exist. The portico and the 2 sheds existed prior to that.
Okay.
And to my understanding, even though we don't have consent letters, to my understanding, there's no objection from any of the neighbors.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed. Decision of the board to be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is hearing number 13, Appeal 24-119, Morrisville Associates on 44 Bethpage Road in Hicksville, which will be heard in conjunction with hearing number 14, Appeal 24-120, Morrisville Associates, also at 44 Bethpage Road in Hicksville, and in conjunction with hearing number 15, Appeal number 24-121, Morrisville Associates at 44 Bethpage Road, Hicksville.
Tell the truth during these proceedings.
Yes,
Your name and
yes.
address.
Name Herbert Bardalis, B as in boy, A-R, D as in David, A-L-E-S. I'm an associate with Leonard Krakowski Architect. I'm here representing the owner, Mr. Nathan, from Morrisville Associate LLC. Good evening, Chairwoman and members of the board.
Good evening.
The owner, Mr. Nathan, who's present here today, purchased this property a few years back, and when he purchased it, he wanted to legalize the existing tenancies that were there in place. And as we were preparing the plans and the permit applications, we discovered that there was insufficient parking. And we conducted a parking analysis, and that revealed a few things. So we're asking relief of the parking variances for the following reasons. One, each one of these tenants in this building has a set number of parking spaces stipulated in their lease, right? So when we tally up all those parking spaces for all the tenants in the building, it amounts to 36 spaces. Now, the required parking spaces is 80, right? What's currently existing is 36. On our proposed plot plan, we're showing 45, I believe, 45 parking spaces. So it's an improvement, and we're trying to bridge that gap from the 80 required. Now, this building and the parking has been sufficient for all these tenants for all these years. So in addition to that, most of these tenants, and they don't occupy, they're not occupying the maximum occupancy for each one of these spaces, right? For example, one of the tenants is a fire safety inspection team. Most of their employees are out traveling for business, and much like the other tenants as well. So really, 80 parking spaces is well over what they're actually occupying on the site. 36 is what they're occupying now, what they're using now, and we're proposing 45, which is sufficient enough.
What are the other businesses that are in there?
So the businesses under this three variances applications are, let's see, it's a Kodacon Group, which is an energy consumption consultant group, Rosewood Fire Equipment, and Think and Write, which is a learning center, right? And the rest of them are One Stop Group, Wagner Construction, U.S. Chillers, which is a HVAC contractor, Fantastic Fabrics, and so all of them are pretty much in the industrial, businesses.
Does Think and Right have a lot of traffic coming in and out? Is it young people that they're tutoring, or?
So for the Think and Write Learning Center, right, they only operate select hours during the day. Let's say, I think it's from 3 to 5 or...
After school.
Yeah, after school, right? And they don't operate on the weekends. So the way that it's set up is usually when the students come in, their parents drop off their kids and then pick them up later. And because there's enough, parking space left over already, right, and being that we're proposing 45, there's going to be more, it's more than sufficient, so.
It's not much retail either, so.
No, it's not.
All right, thank you. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Come on up. You can have a seat, and when he's done, we'll bring you back.
Counsel, tell the truth during these proceedings?
Yes.
Name and address.
I am Mr. Nathan's neighbor. Another
Name and
commercial,
address.
Ralph Patente, Patente Enterprises, commercial properties. And I can tell you that, yeah, I just wanted to come and see what this was about. Everything I heard was squared and was fine. But I can tell you that what he's saying is true. He actually has about 45 spaces. He has 36 label spaces, but he has about 45 spaces. And it's been that way for 30 years. So there's really no change.
So you're cool with it?
I'm cool with it, you know?
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
there's no change.
Thanks for coming down and sharing that with us.
And he's got the building across the street.
Address, if you're going to speak. I need a name and address if you're going to speak, please. Could you put your name and address on the record?
What's that?
Could you put your name and address on the record if you want to speak?
No,
Or if you don't want to speak, that's
Thank
okay.
you, good.
Okay.
Sorry, the stenographer just has to be able to leave.
Thank you.
Meet those guys in the parking lot? Well done.
You're good. All right. Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board to be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Hearing 16, Appeal 24-162, Y and Z Farrington LLC at 101 Jerusalem Avenue, Hicksville.
Good evening, Chairwoman Byrne, members of the board. My name is Vincent Apicella. I'm with the law firm of Murphy & Lynch, East Norwich, New York. We represent the applicant, Y&Z Farrington LLC. The applicant is seeking a variance for off-street parking for the one-story building located at 101 Jerusalem Avenue, Hicksville, New York, with the property designated on the Nassau County Land and Tax Map as Section 11, Block 297, Lots 18 and 124. The property was acquired by the applicant recently in January of 2024. The following individuals are here tonight in support of the application. Patrick Lenahan, traffic and parking expert. Mr. Lenahan is a member of VHB Corp., located in Hopog. Also present is Michael Lynch, President of Lynch Appraisal Limited, Huntington, New York. Mr. Lynch is a licensed real estate appraiser. Also present is Paul Russo, the applicant's architect, with offices in Locust Valley, and George Strakovich, a cost consultant expert from Estimating Services New York, located in Jericho, both of whom will address any questions the board may have. Unfortunately, the sole member of the applicant LLC was unable to attend this evening because of a family obligation. Before proceeding further, what I would like to do is simply introduce another copy of the application, which has attached to it a number of exhibits which include a 2018 ZBA decision pertaining to off-street parking for this property, as well as a two-page addendum, copy of the deed, etc. The total number of pages attached to this application is 15 pages. I'd like to introduce that as an exhibit. Also, what I would like to do before proceeding is introduce some photographs. 17 photographs, which I would also like to introduce as an exhibit. And I also have additional copies of those photos for the convenience of the board, which I'd like to hand up.
Thank you.
So this property's been existing with these 19 spaces for quite a while.
Yes, yes. True. As, well, I'll let you flip through everything, take a look at the photos before proceeding.
What was the building building, the Footersville Library Tech
The
Center?
the building was owned by the property, I should say, was owned by the Hicksville Public Library from 1999 to 2002. In 2004, the library was actually built. Okay. So between 99 and 2022, it was solely operated by the Hicksville Public Library. As will be noted in some of the other reports, it was used essentially as a computer center, and then in 2022, it was sold. It was sold to another LLC, and then we purchased from this LLC in January of 2024.
And the proposal is a medical office?
Excuse me?
The proposed use is going to be a medical office?
Yes, a medical office, pediatrics.
Okay.
There will be one physician at the building, at least for the not so near future. This could go on for a few years, that there would be one physician at that building, but it would be limited to pediatrics.
Okay. Okay.
And as the board is probably aware, as you well know the area, a common characteristic of this area is ample on-street parking, which will become a point which we will address later in our presentation. And there is parking, ample parking, I should say, on West Cherry Street, which is the side street immediately abutting the subject property. The property itself is located in an HD2 sub-district, which, as you know, permits office and professional use. As noted, we want to use the building for pediatrics. 19 off-street parking spaces exist at the site, with 33 off-street parking spaces required. Now, as noted in the addendum to the application and attachments to the application, a business entity known as Posh Group Corp., a contract vendee in 2018, was granted a variance for the 19 off-street parking spaces in lieu of the required, at that time, 23 spaces. On March 25th, 2024, Planning and Development notified the applicant that 33 off-street parking spaces are required. So we had 23 spaces in 2017 pursuant to a notice from Planning and Development. We then had a requirement of 33 off-street parking spaces required by Planning and Development, I believe in March of this year. Now, the differential is based upon different calculations and exclusions under the code pertaining to square footage and also gross floor area. So those two calculations entered into the differential which we're addressing tonight. Before proceeding any further, what I would like to do at this time is, with the permission of the board, is introduce Mr. Lenahan.
Come on up.
I do. Patrick Lenahan, 100 Motor Parkway, Hauppauge. All right. This is going to fall right off if I leave it there. Let's do this. Okay. Good evening, Chairwoman
Good evening.
Byrne, members of the board. My name is Patrick Lenahan. I am the Director of Transportation at VHB's Long Island office in Hauppauge, New York. VHB was engaged by the applicant to look at the parking characteristics of the operation of a medical office at the site. To that end, my office has performed a study of the medical office proposed as per the site plan documents, and I would like to hand up several copies of my report, as well as a few copies of my CV, although I've been here before. Thank you. Okay, so council spoke a little bit about the parking variance. So we looked at what are the actual parking demands of a medical office at this size as proposed, and whether or not as a transportation professional we can support the sought parking variance, and if the variance were permitted and relief was given and the project went forward, can we ensure that the operation of the site would not cause any problems in the neighborhood regarding parking? So to that end, as you are probably familiar with, we use the Institute of Traffic Engineers parking generation manual, which gives us peak parking generation rates for a number of land uses, of which medical office is one. And we look at the size of the building. We do a quick and simple calculation, and it tells us how many parking stalls we could expect to see at the site at peak. So the building is 7,503 square feet in total, and if we do that calculation, my peak parking demand comes to be 20 parked vehicles. Now, council has said that there are 19 parking stalls on the site. However, every building has within it unused, I shouldn't say unused, but unoccupied spaces, mechanical rooms, storage rooms, stairwells, et cetera, et cetera. And typically, there's a general portion of a building of such space. But when I looked at this site plan, if you notice on the site plan, you'll see at the entrance on the Jerusalem Avenue side what's referred to as a rotunda. And that is a very large, high-ceilinged, 1,400 square foot space that will not be occupied in any way, shape, or form that would contribute to the operation of the business or following parking demand. So I did a second calculation, which in my professional opinion is appropriate, removing that 1,400 square feet and effectively leaving us with just over 6,100 square feet of medical office. And that gets me a peak parking prediction of 16 parked vehicles, which will in fact fit on the site that has 19 spaces. So in my professional opinion, there will be no spillover from this operation onto the adjacent streets. However, just to be 100% certain and give this board all the information it might need, we did go out and observe parking conditions on two roadways in the area, West Cherry Street, that the site is on the corner of, and Frederick Place. And what we found was, over the course of a typical day, just right in that area, there was the ability to park 31 vehicles on the road. That was the minimum amount that was available over the course of the day. There was always parking for 31 vehicles, and there was always parking near 101 Jerusalem Avenue. So that is essentially my testimony. If the board were to find its way to approve the variance and grant relief and the project went forward, it's my professional opinion that no parking problems would be caused by the operation of the medical office. And I thank you for your time, and I'll take any questions.
Thank you. I have none. Anybody have any questions?
Thank you.
We're good, thank you.
Good, thank you.
Before turning this over to Mr. Lynch, I would just like to note that this is the interior design for the facility. Here is the rotunda.
Right.
So this entire area, which is approximately 1,400 square feet, is essentially unusable.
Yeah,
And it's what you would expect to see for a public library.
right.
But it's not going to be used by the applicant.
Okay.
So that gets to the point that Mr. Linehan is addressing.
Okay.
That these numbers are actually skewed to some degree, at least, because of this.
Right,
which is
it's
fairly
counted.
substantial.
Mhm.
Okay?
Understood.
That, by the way, is A2 of Mr. Russo's plans, which you will have a copy of.
Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce Michael Lynch.
Good evening, Madam Chair. Certainly.
Also, true to the during these proceedings,
I do.
and address, please.
Thank you. It's Michael Lynch, 15 Dewey Street, Huntington, New York. I'm here as the real estate expert on this case. Before I begin, I have a number of copies of a consulting report as well as photos I took of the site on May 31st. I did have, I redacted out a sentence that wasn't applicable, so I apologize for the sloppiness of that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So I was out at the site on May 31st, as I noted, walked the area, took a series of photographs of the property as well as the surrounding neighborhood. I was also involved with the 2018 application, which, as Mr. Apicella noted, was, and Chair Lady indicated, it was the same 19 off-street parking spaces that were provided. So this area is a section of Hicksville that was recently rezoned by the town of Oyster Bay to the new Hicksville downtown districts. This is in the sub-district 2, HD2. We're at the southern end of that rezone, and nonetheless, the surrounding properties are all commercial in their zoning, whether they be the HD or further to the south, the general business zone, which this formerly was. It's abutted on its east by a Verizon parking lot, which is in the HD2 zone. Opposite to the south is a large Verizon switch station building. There are a number of converted residences on Jerusalem. Immediately to the west, you've got a dental office, another converted residence for offices. There are some two-family and one-family residences, again, all within the HDZ zone to the north. And then diagonally to the southwest, at the corner of Frederick and West Cherry, is an accounting office that was the subject of an application back in the late 70s for conversion. It received a relief from this board for both parking and for an undersized parcel. The application tonight, again, is for off-street parking. The requirement under the code is for 33. We're providing 19 spaces, but again, as Mr. Lenahan indicated, the site is well cited for off-street parking. It shouldn't be an issue in the area. Again, the West Cherry Street, at the time of my inspection, was a very quiet day. It was midday on a weekday, and again, there was no issue with parking at all. So I don't believe this variance for off-street parking, should it be approved, will in any way alter the character of the neighborhood or adversely impact property values. I don't believe that the request is substantial. And again, if the variance is approved, there will be no deleterious impact to surrounding property values, adverse impact to pattern of development, or the character of the neighborhood. And I can answer any questions at this time if the board has any.
Anybody have any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too, thank you.
Before concluding, and I do thank you for your patience, I would just like to note that we ran a cost analysis of what it would require the applicant in terms of monies expended to reduce the size of this building in terms of square footage, net area, et cetera, to bring it within accord with the 19 parking spaces that exist. So if we were to actually modify the structure so that it would be code compliant without the need for any variance, needless to say, it would be an expensive proposition for this client. So what we did a cost analysis with Mr. Strakovich's company, Estimating Services New York. I have a 3-page estimate of what that cost would be, and also a 3-page narrative which addresses many of the points in the estimate. The bottom line is simply this: in order to reduce the size of that building so that no variance would be required, would cost the client $705,371.32. So needless to say, this would be a very expensive proposition. And as I say, we're talking about a facility that would benefit the community for medical use, especially pediatrics. All good points, everything that would benefit the community. And as far as the balancing test, as you're aware, under the town code, the benefit to the client if the application was granted is apparent, and there's no apparent downside to the community. I want to thank you for your time and patience. And I'll hand this up as another exhibit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? No. Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Time and attention.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Appeal 24-166, hearing number 17. Abdul Nasser at 23 Cedar Lane, Hicksville, which will be held in conjunction with hearing 18, Appeal 24-211, Abdul Nasser at 23 Cedar Lane, Hicksville.
Yes, I do.
Name and address, please.
John Tufel, T-E-U-F-E-L, professional engineer, 707 Route 110, Farmingdale.
Thank you.
I'm here tonight with Mr. Abdul Nassar, owner of the subject property, who is seeking variances to construct a second kitchen in a one-family dwelling for use as a parent-child residence, and a reduction of off-street parking spaces to 2, where 3 spaces are required. There is an existing 2-car driveway right now on the property. Unfortunately, only Abdul Nassar and his most affected neighbor were able to appear tonight, as the rest of Mr. Nassar's family is out of the country on a religious pilgrimage. If the appeal is granted, Abdul and his wife, Brajna, will reside on the first floor. Their son, Bilal Nazar, and his wife, Arifa, will reside on the second floor with their 3 children, aged 7, 4, and 2 years old. We'd like to note that the next appeal on tonight's calendar, number 18, right after this, is for a proposed 2-story addition on this same house. Mr. Nazar and his wife have lived in the subject home for 13 years, really love the area, and sincerely desire to have their son and his family move in with them. And that completes our case for number 17. With the board's permission, I can go right into case 18,
Yes,
which is the same property. Thank you very much. Again, we're seeking, in this case, hearing 18, variances for average front yard setback, roof pitch, and maximum gross floor area to construct a 2-story addition of 421 square feet per floor on the south end of this existing 2-story residence. We're also seeking to allow an existing basketball court, shed, wood-burning fire pit, front portico, side awning, pool equipment, and 2 fences on this corner property. The zone is R17, where an average front yard setback of 36.22 feet is required from Autumn Lane, and we are requesting 22.4 feet to the 2-story addition. We're also requesting a roof pitch of 3 and 12, because when we do the addition, we just want to match the existing roof pitch that's there now, which is 3 and 12. 22.4 feet was also required, from Autumn Lane to the basketball court, shed and fire pit, and we are requesting 12.4 feet, 18 feet, and 21 feet respectfully to those 3 items. The existing front portico is 19.9 feet from the Cinder Lane property line, where 26.05 feet is required. The pool equipment is located at the northeast corner of the property and has side and rear yard setbacks of 1.2 feet and 4.0 feet respectively, where 5 feet is required by ordinance. We're also requesting a gross floor area of 4,009.58 square feet, where a maximum of 3,823.4 square feet is permitted. This is a relaxation of only 4.87% and is due to the proposed open side awning area near the swimming pool. It's not due to an increase in any kind of habitable space, just that awning, which is open on all 3 sides. The 3-foot-high picket fence on the corner along Cinder and Autumn Lanes is easy to see through and low to the ground, so we believe it has no significant impact on the traffic sight triangle. Likewise, the 6-foot PVC fence starts 26 feet from the Cinder Lane property line on the corner, which we feel allows adequate site clearance. The property is in excellent condition, and we respectfully request that our relief be granted. This completes our case. We do have the most affected neighbor here, who would also like to speak when the board desires. And that completes our case.
Thanks. I'll definitely be interested in hearing from the most impacted neighbor. To me, just from my drive-by and from doing a little bit of, overview from Google Maps, the property is built out all the way to the hilt on the sides. I mean, the pool is incredibly close to the property line. I'm just giving you my opinion. I don't know.
Of course, right.
The basketball court, their fountain, a fire pit. There is a lot going on at this property, and I don't know. I want to hear from the neighbor, because I don't know how I would feel about it if this was next to me and then proposing to build more on top of it. I'm just sharing a little bit of insight into where I'm coming from, and I'll be very interested in hearing. Maybe the neighbor's going to get up and surprise me and be like, they're my favorite people ever, best neighbors, and I love it, and that will be very helpful if that's the case.
Well, and the 2-story addition is going to cover about at least half of that basketball court, so it's actually going to go over where that court is, so that will take some of that away.
But there's part of the application is the existing basketball court, so is that coming out then?
We're going to build over it.
So there's going to be a
More court.
cantilever over the basketball court, like a cantilever?
No, part of the court will be removed. Let's look at the,
Well, we're going to look at the.
yeah, we're going to remove it. It's just a concrete slab.
There's a lot, in my opinion,
It's a lot.
it's too much. It's a lot going on here. And then, in addition to ask for a parent-child on top of it all.
But it is a big lot. I believe it's quite a bit bigger than the minimum.
It is an oversized lot. How many bathrooms in this house?
Well, when the proposal is done, we will have 6 baths and 5 bedrooms with the proposed work, with the addition.
Okay, let me get right to the page.
You are making a mess of these plans.
I know, they're not even stapled together.
Yeah, give me the ones that you don't want. Sorry, Sue. Make a big mess.
This is the basement, foundation plan.
Yeah.
Unfinished basement?
I thought it was a slab, as I recall.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a slab home, there is no basement.
No basement.
Right, so here we go. This floor.
And again, the lot is definitely oversized at over 11,000 square feet, where 7,000 is required.
Two baths, WC and, oh no, walk-in closet.
So 2 baths on the first floor. Three.
Again, we're only proposing to add, 2 floors, each 421 square foot of habitable space.
There's 6. There's the kitchen.
I'd like to hear from the neighbor, but this is.
I just want to look at
I've
the
already said mine.
elevations. Yeah.
This is the second.
All right, we're gonna kill this together.
Thanks.
There you go.
I'm done, put it away. Part of it is font size.
And we're not exceeding the lot coverage, I'd just like to point out.
Well, that's because you have an oversized lot here, otherwise you would be.
It is a lot.
It's pretty big. If I might, we could have,
Are there any interested parties wishing to be heard on this application? Come on up, ma'am.
Hi, my name's Lorraine Lynch, 20, oh,
Promise to tell truth during these proceedings, raise your right hand, please.
I do.
Name and address, please.
Lorraine Lynch, 27 Autumn Lane, Hicksville, New York, 11801.
Thank you.
I've owned my house like 23 years. I've been there the whole time he's owned it. Well-kept property. I support the project.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, that's very helpful.
Yes, thank you.
So again, thank you very much for your time. And again, as we noted, it is an oversized lot. And we, of course, request, that the relief be granted, again, so that the family can be together.
I'm sorry, Madam
No, go
Chair, I
ahead.
didn't mean to speak over you. It's just, it's a lot of bathrooms and a lot of bedrooms for the neighborhood, right? If this were a large home in a more rural area with larger, it's just a lot. And when we talk about Hicksville and we talk about preserving the character of the neighborhood, it started as an area with primarily Levitt and Ranch homes, capes, and this is it's a substantial change. And as you know, we have to think about making precedent. So I'm just giving you a little insight into where my head is at. That's
Sure, I understand what you're saying, but, again, I would point out that the gross floor area, we're not asking, for a lot, only 4.87% relief of what the code requires. And again, that's due to the fact, the awning that in the back is what puts it over. But you're right, it's a big lot, so that.
Could it be less? Could it be a bathroom less, a little smaller? Like, is there anything you could do to, make it a little bit less than it is? Or it's impossible from an architectural standpoint?
Well, it would be very difficult, because obviously we tried the best we could to keep everything to an absolute minimum, because we don't like to request relief, of course.
It's, in my opinion, a big ask, and the fact that you're asking for a parent-child and not even providing the third parking spot, I have a problem with that as well. I know that's a big lot. I mean, we have a basketball court, can't we have an extra parking space?
Yeah, it would, well, we can't put a second driveway, and I don't think that would be pretty hard to do. As,
All right, well, we'll consider it, and when we deliberate.
okay.
Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends vote for determination.
Motion?
Decision?
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board to be forwarded to you by our office.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hearing 19, Appeal 24-184, Simin Yao at 38 Cable Lane, Hicksville.
Raise your right hand, please. Promise to tell the truth during the proceedings.
I do.
Name and address, please.
James Apka from Todd O'Connell Architects, 1200 Veterans Highway, Hopog, New York, 11788. Good evening, Madam Chairwoman and board members. I just have a couple of mailing stragglers that came in late.
Thank you.
The application in front of you tonight is to, pretty much to move forward with construction. If you've been by the site, this was a house that was approved by the building department with no variances needed, granted. It was designed as of right. During construction, as you know, Levitt houses were not built the greatest. So we had on the plans for the foundation to be verified in field to dig down to make sure that there was a footing on this house. Under the garage area, which we were converting to living space on the approved plans, contractor dug down, found nothing. So he did the right thing, removed it, went to put the footing in and everything. He got a stop work order from the amendment that we applied to the building department for zoning. The dimensions of the house, they are not changing whatsoever. He is building the same exact, what was back in the footprint, maintaining the exact same setbacks. So in my belief, we're in here, in the faith of the board, as a formality to move forward with construction. This has been at a hold for 2 months since this happened, lost valuable time, and Miss Yao is trying to get her family into the house. And the driveway, I'm not sure why that's on there, as it was on the approved plan. It wasn't in change. We are requesting that as well.
Sue, what was denied in 23? I see there was a prior variance on it.
There was a prior variance for a second floor over the garage. We scrapped that. It got designed as of right unless it was granted in part and the driveway was previously granted. Because the driveway was always on the plans to remain at 4 feet.
Okay.
Variance to construct a new dwelling, existing foundation, side roof to overhang, side roof overhang, and the driveway. Okay, was done.
So at some point, the driveway had to get approval. It still needs approval, 5 feet.
Yeah,
That's why it's on here.
Yeah, which is fine. I was just a little thrown off just because, like I said, the plans got approved without any variances before, and it was always that driveway. So
It's probably overlooked.
yeah, but
Okay,
we are requesting that as well.
Here we are.
Yep, here we are. So
Because you could be back again, so.
I hope not.
Okay.
But we are widening the driveway because the garage is getting converted, so we'd like to widen it out to at least get 4 cars in that driveway for this lot.
Great.
Other than that, that concludes my presentation, and we
Okay.
hope the board looks favorably to get this family moving to construction and kind of back on the road here.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends vote for determination.
Motion?
I don't know, there's somebody over there.
Oh, okay. Why didn't I look that way? Have a seat, and we'll get back to you.
Sure.
Just raise your right hand.
Okay.
Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings.
I do.
Your name and address, please.
It's Joseph Madura. I'm at 99 Rim Lane, directly behind my fellow neighbors there. So I was just wanted to talk about, my main problem is the trees. But they answered a lot of our questions tonight. When they spoke to you, they answered some of our questions tonight. So my only complaint now really is the trees that border my fence. They're too
We
close.
can't help you with trees. It's not within our purview to get involved with it.
Okay, but everything they said about the climbing to the property is what we wanted to know, and it seems like it's okay. So I think we're okay on it.
Well, thank
Well,
you.
that's nice
Do you
to
have
hear.
anything
Yeah.
to say? You have something to say? No. Okay.
But
So he has nothing to
maybe
say.
because you were so kind as to come up and support their application, they'll do something about the trees as good neighbors. That would be a
That's-
very nice neighborly thing.
Okay.
I hope so. Thank you for coming
All right,
down here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We, correspondence?
National County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too, thank you.
Hearing 20, Appeal 24-142, Scott Tillman at 32 Glenwood Road, Plainview.
Oh, I'm so cold. Oh, I'm so cold.
I think it's very
I'm freezing.
You're crazy.
I have a blanket on my lap. I'm convalescing over here.
I'm very happy.
Good evening, once again, members of the board. I'm here tonight on behalf of Scott Tillman, the owner of the house at 2 Westwood Lane in Woodbury, 32 Glenwood Road in Plainview. I'm sorry, I gave his home address. This is actually his, this was his parents' house, and, so he wants to put, and his mother comes here. His mother, he actually mentioned to me that his mother's 101 years old, so the generator would be necessary because of, occasional power outages, and they happen more frequently in this neighborhood than, you would expect. So he's asking for a permit for a generator. The generator is going to be in the second front yard, located facing Thomas Lane, so it's on the side of the house, and it's going to leave a setback of 18.3 feet, where the requirement would have been 25.5 feet. Prior to choosing this location, he considered other locations with his installer, and being that there's pavement along the side, there's pavement on the side, on the rear yard, there's no other more practical, and this is also in close proximity to the gas meter. So having it here, 18.3 feet from the front yard, is the most practical location to install it. It's also further away from any neighboring property. So even if you put it in a complying location, it would have been closer to a neighbor. Speaking to him, he's also willing to plant trees in front of it, so it's not as visible to any people walking by or driving by, or the neighbors across the street. I'd also like to point out, the house across the street doesn't even have windows facing that direction. So the location he picked for this generator has no adverse effect to any neighbor. He's willing to screen it, and also he's willing to run it at a time when the weekly test is going to be at a time when he knows that the neighbors are not going to be home, so like a noon time when he knows people are at work. That concludes my presentation, if there's any questions from the board.
Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
National County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public
Thank you.
hearing is closed. Decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you all, have a good night.
Next is hearing number 21, Appeal 24-207, Aaron Mozar at 6 Lillian Lane, Plainview.
Hello.
Hi.
Counsel to adjourn proceedings.
Yes, I do. Scott Kahn, 68 West Main Street, Oyster Bay, New York. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board. I'm here tonight representing the Mazza family. They seek several variances before you to rebuild a fire-damaged house, exactly the size it was before the fire. On September 7, 2023, the Mazzas purchased and closed on 6 Lillian Lane, Plainview. 10 days later, the house burned down. Since then, they've been waiting to get their lives back in order. The previous owners had to put they put a second floor addition on this house in 2022. It went before the board, it was 21-514. So I guess we're kind of amending specific plan. It didn't say that in the rejection. So our first request is to permit .23 feet into the average front yard setback of 25.83. We're asking for 25.6. Our second request is to permit a 4.9-foot side yard setback in lieu of the 8-foot, asking 3.1 encroachment to build on the existing foundations. So the house is now gone, the foundations are still there, everything's been cleaned up, and they're ready to go. This would also create an aggregate 15.9 instead of 20-foot minimum. And lastly, we're looking to rebuild, again, exactly what was there with minor interior changes. I literally had the plans from the old, and we did the same exact thing, minor interior changes. We're requesting a 4,271 GFA in lieu of the 3,204. So that's basically it. Everything is exactly the way it was before it burned down.
That was the GFA on the
That was
firehouse?
the approved, yes.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed. Decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next is hearing 22, Appeal 24-149, St. Mark's Coptic Church at 90 Woodbury Road, Woodbury.
Good evening, Madam Chairman, members of the board. For the applicant, Tom Abate, A-B-B-A-T-E. I'm an attorney with offices at 88 Sunnyside Boulevard in Plainview, and the appeal that I'm bringing before you tonight concerns a site which this board, as variously constituted, has great familiarity with over the last dozen years. It's St. Mark's Coptic Church in my hometown of Woodbury. St. Mark's is well north of Jericho Turnpike, past the post office on Woodbury Road, where it intersects with Avery Road. And tonight's appeal seeks that relief for us to erect an addition, construct an open terrace, and reconfigure our off-street parking. By way of background, the Coptics are Christians. They're Christians largely of Egyptian descent. The word Coptic comes from an ancient form of the Egyptian language. Coptic hasn't been spoken since the 16th century, but the words do remain part of our liturgical prayers. Now we worship in Arabic. And tonight I'm joined by Father Joseph Loca and Father Mosias and Emir Solomon from St. Mark's, and most of the relief that we need is caused by our desire to enclose the existing terrace. If you have the site plan in front of you, or I can hold it up and show you, we have it on the south side, an open terrace. So the addition that we're proposing is to enclose that. So we're not expanding the footprint on that side. We are pushing the front out, and that's towards Woodbury Road a bit, and that's so that we can incorporate an elevator, because we are a multi-level church. When I mentioned Woodbury Road and our frontage on Avery Road, that leads to probably the most important point about this appeal. We are a self-contained site on 3 3/4 acres, no less. So we have no neighbors toward the Avery Road side. We have no neighbors to the Woodbury Road side. Behind us are the Long Island Railroad tracks. So that's a physical buffer between us and our neighbors to the, let's call it southeast. Moreover, there's a tremendous topographical rise which separates us from the residents past the railroad tracks. And the only residential neighbors we have are across Woodbury Road. But that's a gated townhouse community. You can't even see those residences from the street. The purpose behind our request to do this construction arises by the manner in which we worship. St. Mark's is the only Coptic church on Long Island. There are some in the cities, but it's not a strong religion, if you will, in this area of New York. So, because people come from near and far, when they come to church, they come as families. Like most immigrant communities, right? As generations pass, the old ways die off. The children want to be American, they are American, they speak English. Consequently, we have the Arabic liturgy on the main floor, and we have the English liturgy below at the same time, because they're coming as families. We had actually gotten previously relief from this board so we could establish the English liturgy downstairs. What this is going to do is allow us to remove the baptismal room that is also downstairs and our offices, which are downstairs, and put them in the new addition. It will allow the worship space for the English liturgy to be bigger and roomier, and thereby allowing us to accommodate our worshipers. None of this, Madam Chairman, members of the board, increases the size of our parish. We are, fairly static in where we are in terms of parishioners. The parish grows only as much as the families grows. It's not like we have a tremendous influx of Coptics to Long Island. The addition does obviously increase our GFA, our gross floor area, and that in turn increases our technical off-street parking requirement. Technical. But in reality, it doesn't make any difference whatsoever to the intensity of the site itself. So all of that background, all of that information pretty much addresses all of the relief that is in our public notice. One important thing, and I know it always concerns this board, is height. We do need a height variance, but that's not for the addition itself. It's only for 2 turrets which we have on the side of the main entrance. They're architectural features. I have Mr. Sergio Tedesco, our architect from Core Group Architects. He designed it such that that both of the turrets are in scale with the building itself. Let me add, we have Planning Advisory Board approval. That was approved unanimously on January 11th. That resolution should be part of your packet. And lastly, as a local lifelong resident, I can tell you from firsthand knowledge that the church has been an excellent neighbor. They keep the site immaculately. There's never been a complaint. And even on worship days, even on Sunday, when I traverse Woodbury Road, there is no traffic congestion whatsoever. And Woodbury Road, that part of town, is 1 lane each direction. That's because we have such a massive parking lot. That's because we have 3 3/4 acres. So really, that's the sum and substance of our case, unless the board has any specific questions of us.
Can we see one of the elevations, please?
Yes, Mr. Tedesco.
Came all the way here, you may as well get up.
Yeah, he's actually very happy you asked, because he worked very hard on this.
I just wanted to see the turrets, that was really my,
One's Dame Rebecca, and the other one's Dame Alessia.
Oh, very nice.
Lovely.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And the land bank parking spaces will still exist, the ones?
Yeah, so they'll be there, but unimproved.
Right.
So we're reconfiguring the entrance area. We're trying to make that drop-off a little more convenient for our parishioners, especially the older parishioners. And that's where we're putting the land bank parking.
Okay. Good. Anybody have any questions, comments? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
The public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Hearing 23, Appeal 24-159, Gary Young at 4 Pine Drive, Woodbury.
She's cold, right?
It's cold.
You are all crazy.
I am so cold.
It's wonderful.
It is a heat dome outside. Come on.
I'm going out there on break time.
Not as cold as last year was. Good? Okay. Good evening, members of the board. My name is Ashley Lowe from Mark Anthony Architects. Our office is located at 1563 Belmore Avenue in Belmore, New York. I am here tonight representing for our client, Gary Young, who is the owner and occupant of the subject property located at 4 Pine Drive in Woodbury, New York, and is here with us tonight. We are here as a result of an application that was filed for a proposed cabana with an outdoor patio and barbecue island, proposed AC unit, fence, and to maintain a portion of the existing fence. There is a proposed half bathroom in the proposed cabana with basement, which requires approval since it is an accessory structure. The half bathroom is to allow those using the pool, including the Young's children and their friends, to be able to have access to the restroom without having to go into the main home. For those of you like myself who grew up with a pool, you can attest to wet bathing suits and children playing outside, making a mess. I know I can. Additionally, the proposed basement entrance attached to the cabana does not have the minimum required setback of 20 feet for a proposed accessory structure. The proposed setback is 17.34 feet, for which we require 2.66 feet of relief. We would like to note that the proposed Proposed cabana itself has a proposed side yard setback of 21.94 feet and is in compliance. The proposed cabana height is 18 feet, where the maximum permitted height is 12 feet in an R1-1A zone for an accessory structure. For this, we are requesting 6 feet of relief. We would like to note that the cabana roof conforms to the minimum 6-pitch requirement, which creates some additional height. If we were to lower the pitch, the cabana would not be nearly as aesthetically pleasing, as it would appear disproportionate. We are also requesting reliefs for the proposed building coverage of 12.06%, which exceeds the maximum permitted of 10% by 2.06%. Lastly, for the cabana with the basement and outdoor shower, the proposed gross floor area exceeds the maximum permitted of 7,031.8 feet. The proposed GFA is 8,932 square feet, for which we are requesting 1,900.8 feet of relief. We would like to note that the proposed basement for the cabana is solely for outdoor furniture and storage purposes, not for habitable space. There will be no plumbing or heating in the unfinished basement. The existing driveway does not have the minimum required side yard setback of 20 feet, having an existing side yard setback of 0 feet adjacent to the apron. The driveway was existing at the time of purchase. Finally, the existing shed does not have the minimum required setback of 20 feet for an accessory structure, having an existing side yard setback of 13 feet. We are requesting 7 feet of relief for this accessory structure. I'd like to add that Mr. Young has met with the adjacent neighbors, Mr. Platts Mohammadi and Mr. Winston, and they are both excited for the project and have no objections. That concludes our requests. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Will the cabana be visible from the street?
No. It's pretty much directly behind the house.
I see that a variance was granted for parent-child. Is it still a parent-child?
No.
When we moved in, the house...
I'm sorry, you have to be
give
sworn
your
in.
name and address.
Just raise your right hand. Promise not to oppose proceedings.
Sure. Gary Young, 24 Pine Drive, Woodbury, New York. So when we moved into the house, the prior owner had some type of permit allowing him to use it as a mother-daughter. We since neutralized that. There was some type of proceeding years ago where someone came from the town to confirm that we had taken out the kitchen upstairs.
Kitchen, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So it's no longer a
You
mother-daughter.
answered my question.
Okay,
Thank you. All right, well, those are my questions. Anybody have any questions?
No, fine.
Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Hearing 25, Appeal 24-153, Zoe McGrath at 25 Craig Street, Jericho.
I do. Dennis Oliver, 924 Newbridge Road, Belmore, New York. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board.
Good evening.
Dennis Oliver, I'm representing Zoe McGrath, 25 Craig Street, Jericho, New York. Section 11, Block 431, Lot 32, property is an R110 zone. We are proposing to construct a second-floor addition, interior alterations to the first floor, and construct a new front foyer. Just for the record, I know the way the notice went out, it sounds like we're tearing the house down, but we're not.
It's just the amount of construction. so
Correct.
that's why
Just
they
wanted
call
to
it
make sure
that.
that's on the record.
I understand.
In order to do this, we need variances. For lot coverage, we're proposing 21.01%, where 20% is allowed. Most of that square footage actually is for the front foyer. Gross floor area, we're allowed 3,650 square feet. We are proposing 4,187.6 square feet. We're over by about 500 square feet on that. And roof pitch, we were required to have a 6-pitch. We are proposing a 4-on-12. Now, it should be noted that this house has a hip roof on it, the way we have it designed. So part of the hip roof is a 6, but another part of it is a 4. And we just did that to maintain the height that we required. There are reverse gables on this as well. Those are 6 pitches. So really, it's only a small portion of the roof that's that 4-on-12. It should be noted that we were here previously on this same property, decision number 22-33, dated decision 1/2022, appeal, for an appeal. We had gotten a building coverage of 22.7% approved. We're asking for 21 now. A gross floor area of 4,333 approved. We're at 4,187, so we're less than that. And again, the roof pitch got approved at that point as well. I'd just like to submit that copy in, as part of the record.
Thank you.
And we would appreciate if the board would look favorably on the application, if you have any questions.
Well, you answered them, so I don't. Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Terrific, thank you.
Thank
Everyone
you.
have a good evening, safe trip home.
Hearing 26, Appeal 24-209, Leonardo Sancho Francis and Christina Galenium Moneris at 164 Cold Spring Road, Syosset.
I do.
Name and address.
My name is Nicholas Pfluger of Bola Pfluger Architects. We're at 85 East Main Street, Bay Shore, New York, 11706. I'm the architect on the project. I'm here on behalf of the homeowner. The property is located in a R1-20 zoning district, and we're here tonight requesting variances in connection to a proposed second-story addition and one-story additions. We are seeking relief for the following: the proposed one-story addition to the garage with a 14.5-foot setback instead of the required 15, as well as the encroachment of the eaves and gutters to match the existing eaves and gutters, which project off of the wall approximately 18 inches. Also, we have an existing waterfall that is attached to the existing in-ground pool, having an 8-foot setback instead of the required 20 feet. And we have an existing shed having a side yard setback of 4.9 feet instead of the required 20. And lastly, we're here to amend the specific plan as presented on appeal number 99-560. If you take a look at the shape of the lot, you'll see that it is a very irregular shaped lot. This is what is contributing to the need for the variance for the garage addition. The property line in that area is not parallel to the home, so with adding to the front of the garage, that basically made the setback smaller, even though we're aligning with the existing walls of the existing garage. For the shed, it's at the very rear of the property. It has fencing, vegetation adjacent to it, which screens it from the neighbors. It's less than 10 feet tall, and it's been there for many years. For the waterfall, it's relatively low to the ground, just a couple of feet off of the patio near the pool. It can't be seen unless you're in the backyard. I would say that this has a very low impact to the project. We also have some consent letters from some of the neighbors and some pictures of the shed and the waterfall that I can submit to the board. Thank you. The consent letters that we have, there's 3 of them. One's at 162 Cold Spring Harbor Road, 166 and 168. 162 is just east of the property, 166 and 168 are across the street north of the property. In closing, we believe that the variance request will not have any negative impact and aligns with the character of the neighborhood, and I can take any questions from the board.
Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Nice yard. Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Holdover 1, Appeal 24-84, Sakina and Syed Madid at 302 Woodbury Road, Hicksville.
Good evening, everyone.
Right hand. Promise to tell the truth during these proceedings.
I do.
Your name and address. address, please?
Devin Madigan. I'm with AM Expediting at 8 West Merrick Road in Freeport, New York. Tonight, I'm representing the owner and occupant of the subject property, Mr. Saeed Mahdi, who is present with us tonight. We hereby request your approval of our variance application to maintain a driveway expansion having less side setback than permitted by local ordinance. The dwelling had originally suffered fire damage, which led to the family not being able to reside at the home for almost a year. The rehabilitation of the home is what triggered the requirement for a driveway permit, and the owner was not aware at the time, which this was a requirement. So there are a few reasons why the Mahdi family had to expand their driveway, and first one is because the family is growing older, and now they have 6 adults residing in the house with 6 vehicles. The old driveway could not accommodate all of these cars, so they were forced to park on Woodbury Road, which caused damage to their vehicles in the past by local traffic, and during winters, all the snow would be plowed onto the cars, which made it dangerous for them to be shoveling all the cars out. Additionally, there were new parking ordinances that went into effect on Woodbury Road, so they couldn't park as freely. Now with the driveway expansion, they park 4 cars in the driveway and 2 on the street, whereas prior they were only able to fit 2 in the driveway and 4 on the street. We thank you for your consideration of approval, and I'll take any questions at this
Do you
time.
have any approval, written or verbal, from the neighbor most impacted by the 0-foot side yard?
No, I don't have any written.
Okay.
I was by the property earlier today with the location on Woodbury Road. I almost couldn't fathom not having it, because to get
No, I
into the
get it.
driveway, I think you would have to
Okay.
have, of course, it would be nice to have something from the impacted
Yeah.
neighbor, but I assume that the cards went out and we have records of all of them, so.
Mailing was done for.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision?
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too,
Two.
thank you.
Holdover 2, Appeal 24-34, Wei Yang at 11 Oak Valley Drive, Glen Head.
Hold 2 was postponed.
Holdover 2 was postponed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great,
We're on
okay.
hold
Holdover 3, Appeal 24-77, Bill and Jacqueline Bogaris at 6 Keswick Lane, Plainview.
Good evening, Chairman.
Good evening.
Members. Oh, sure.
Council, please go to proceedings.
I do.
Your name and address?
Bill Vulgaris, 6 Keswick Lane, Plainview, New York, 11803. Okay. I am the homeowner. I'm representing my wife and myself. And basically, seeking a variance to allow an existing 6-foot high PVC fence that's exceeding the maximum height. As far as I know, it's not blocking anyone's vision, any of the neighbors' vision, and no one's objecting to it. I've sent out all the forms, all the notices, and no one's objected, and that's pretty much it.
There's not much you can say about a fence, is there? I'm looking at the site plan. It's set back from Keswick Lane. Anybody have any questions? Anybody wishing to be heard on this application? Correspondence?
Nassau County Planning Commission recommends local determination.
Motion?
Decision.
Public hearing is closed. Decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too, thank you.
Holdover 4, Appeal 24-73, Flora Escobar at 76 Twin Lawns Avenue, Hicksville.
Council, choose to proceedings. Your name and address, please.
James Lerner, 424 Madison Street, Westbury, New York. I'm here representing Flora Escobar of 76 Twin Lawns Avenue, Hicksville. We are proposing a fairly small vestibule in the front of the house with a portico in front of it. Right now, the front door is unprotected and it leads right into a stairway, and this is going to allow people to come into the house and put boots and things like that over. We're here because it exceeds the maximum lot coverage, and We're actually only increasing that by 1.1%, and it's closer to the, it exceeds the setback. The portico, if it was just a portico, would be an allowable encroachment, and the vestibule itself is really what's creating that setback. That's basically it.
Okay. All this time for that, huh? Anybody have any questions? No. Nobody wants to be heard on this application. Correspondence?
Unless we have George and Marion Kirby.
Public hearing is closed, and the decision of the board will be forwarded to you by our office. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. Can we take a break? Yep. I gotta get outside.
I can't believe you.
What a
My nose is running.
I like it.
I am very happy,
Me too.
especially because my husband's like militant about the, am I not turning the thermostat down too low?
Oh, really? Oh.
Especially down, we have 2 zones, so especially by Charlie's room, he keeps coming down there. I'm like, you sound like Archie Bunker. He's like, stop turning the air conditioning down. What do you think, we're made of money? Oh.
It's a good one.
Yeah. It's a free country, right? I'm taking it as a joke, right? But. Yeah. It does. Yeah, getting like that. Yeah. Yeah. don't know why they even voted on it. Yeah. Right? Yeah, I know. Jimmy and I have had this conversation.
I love that.
It's,
It is, you know,
and he's made a few other comments to me where I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, right? Because I'm like, you say those things out loud, like, crazy.
Ice cream.
Says it to them.
I know. I know.
Right. I'm just don't do this too long. Right? Something stupid, I'm like, not interested. Right? Like, you need that in your life, good luck. Crazy.
I'm old, I told you.
Yeah.
I don't remember this place being movie theater.
Yeah.
The Itch.
I mean, it's like,
I want to go movies.
Right.
Called The Itch.
everything you could do wrong, it's like, come on, Rita, toughen up.
Cannot.
You're getting soft in your old age.
I'm defrosted.
Anybody want some lemon ices or something?
Yeah.
Next time I'm bringing hot tea. I mean, I have a sweater and a shawl on. All right, we ready to vote? Boys and girls? Let's get this done. Let's get her done. Okay. Hearing number 2, appeal number 24-70. No objections from the neighbors on this. I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Lois will second it. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 3, appeal number 24-82.
I'll move that, no problem.
Lois, anybody want to second it? And Rebecca will second it. All in favor, aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 4, appeal number 24-146. This was a reconstruction of a dwelling.
Yeah, I'm fine with it, I'll move it.
Second.
Lois and Rebecca, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 5, appeal number 24-213. I don't have a problem with this,
I don't either.
but we're going to condition it that there's going to be no further enclosure of roof deck.
Okay,
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Lois will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 6, appeal number 24-157. No problem with this, roof over porch. Lisa, you want to move it?
Yeah, I'll move it.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. 7 was postponed. Hearing number 8, appeal number 24-144. We have consents from the neighbors. Nothing going on here, so bad. I'll move this.
I'll second.
Lisa will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 9, appeal number 24-147. No problem with this either. I'll move it.
I'll second.
Lisa will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 10, appeal number 24-174, pool equipment.
3 feet.
Yeah, no biggie.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Rebecca and Lois, all in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 11, appeal number 24-188. Okay, this
The one you
was...
asked them to hide, it was 2'10".
Yeah, I mean, the neighbor's not complaining, but I don't like 4-foot decks so close to the rear yard. But it's been there a while, so I'll move it.
I'll second. Go ahead, Lisa. I'll second.
Lisa will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 12, appeal number 24-199. C and E are withdrawn. They're going to comply.
All right.
This looks like a lot, but when you look at the individual variances, they're actually rather small.
Yeah. You want to move it, Rebecca?
Sure.
I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 13, appeal number 24-119, appeal number 24-120, and appeal number 24-121.
Seems fine, right?
It seemed fine. These are very, very low-use kind of businesses.
Yeah.
There's very
Yeah.
little retail, there's not much going on here.
And as the applicant said, they're actually increasing the number of spots
Right.
from the current
Right.
use. So that, to me, is an easy yes.
And we had neighbors come in and say they were good with it.
I will move it.
Rebecca will move it.
I'll
It's-
second it if you
And, yep, Lois will second it, and that's on all of
All
them.
three, right.
All three of them. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Which brings us to hearing number 16. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Appeal number 24-162, or another parking variance surrounded by commercial parking. Oh, this was the old library. Yeah, I'll move this.
I'll second.
Lisa will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number...
attorney is very thorough.
You think?
Yeah, I said
What's the,
it's big billable hours.
Very thorough.
Vincent Apicella.
Off the record, what do they call that? Bringing a hammer to,
Yeah.
killing a fly with a hammer?
Oh, my God. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Hearing number 17 and hearing number 18,
All
appeal
right.
number 24-166, 24-211. So,
6 baths, 5 bedrooms.
my feeling is, he's got to do something. He's got to give us something. We can put it on reserve. There's no way I'm approving all of this. Tell him, come
Basketball
up,
court.
get rid of the basketball, whatever he's got to do, because there's too much going on here, and
Scale down.
he didn't want to hear it. So let's see what he comes up with.
He's
I'm
like-
not even going to make suggestions, just let him,
We'll put
Did you-
both on reserve if that's okay.
yeah.
Did you want, though, because you had mentioned something about another parking space, did you want to put that
He didn't
in?
even want to do that.
No, but did you want to specify that, or no? You don't want to just...
You know, you can mention it to him about the parking spaces, because he's got 2 young people moving in. We got 6 bathrooms, so we got a lot of people here. We have at least 4 cars.
Yeah, you made a point, though. I mean, you want a parking variance, but you have a basketball court.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Right.
I mean, the house is in lovely condition.
He's lucky that you made the record before I did. That's all I'm going to say.
It's a lot
What,
to
you
ask,
put
right?
something else on the record?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hearing number 19, appeal number 24-184. Anybody have a problem with this one?
I know, this is okay.
Okay, I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Rebecca will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 20, appeal number 24-142. We're going to screen this generator. We're going to approve it. I'm going to move it. Lisa's going to second it. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 21, appeal number 24-207.
This was the fire.
That was the fire.
Yeah.
I'll move that.
Rebecca?
I'll second it.
Lois will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 22, appeal number 24-149. I love the Coptic Church. I'm going to
Yeah.
move this.
I'll second
Yeah,
it.
it is.
Rita and Lois, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 23, appeal number 24-159.
For the area, this is very appropriate.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. We don't like basement entrances, but I know, that's where the furniture is, and it has to
Yeah.
go downstairs.
Right.
So, I will move it. Anybody want a
Oh,
second?
I will second it.
And Rebecca will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so
He's an
moved.
attorney, Gary, and I've had, a bunch of cases. Robert K. Young and Associates is the name of the firm. His father, Robert K. Young and Gary. And I had cases with him over the years and trials with his dad. I was just curious. I wonder if his dad is still alive. It's been a long time, yeah. Nice guy, though.
He seemed nice.
Yeah.
Hearing number 25, appeal number 24-153. Well, we've already granted this,
Yeah.
and now it's smaller, so I say we
Yeah.
grant it again. I'll move it.
Second.
Rebecca will second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, so moved. Hearing number 26, appeal number 24-209. Garage addition, waterfall, we have 3 consents. Anybody have any problems with this one? Okay, I'll move it. Anybody want to second it?
I will.
Good.
I
Otherwise, we're gonna sit here all night. We don't wanna do that. So that's,
the heat is
myself and
making you
Lisa. Holdover calendar worksheet. Oh, this was the widened driveway on Woodbury Road.
This is fine, I'll
Yeah.
move it.
Rebecca
I'll second.
and Lisa, all in favor, aye. Any opposed, ayes have it, so moved, which brings us to,
Three.
oh yeah, right, the last guy, the fence. Yeah, this fence does not interfere,
One more after
yeah.
that, we-
I'm sorry?
Hold over 3 and hold over 4, please.
Oh,
So hold over 3 now.
okay.
Finish it.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Lois, the second, all in favor, aye. Any opposed, ayes have it, so moved. Holdover number 4, appeal number 24-73.
Just a portico.
Yeah.
Very small.
You want to move it?
Yeah, I'll move it.
Rebecca and Lisa, all in favor, aye. Any opposed, ayes have it, so moved.
Extensions of time, please.
How many we got? 3. And these are all based on, they're all different, right?
Yes, they are.
But they're extensions of time, right?
All right, well, in today's economic hardship times, we should approve these. I'll move it, and this is all of them.
Okay.
Who wants to second it?
I'll second.
Lois, so that's going to be Lois and I on all of them.
Okay. And could I please have 2 names for the extension, parent child extension calendar?
Lou and Kathy.
Yeah, why don't you send it to them and let them do it?
I'm really trying to twist my blood today.
That's going to be Lois and I. I couldn't help myself.
That was a good one.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
With that, I will not be at the next hearing. I'm going to miss my first hearing in 4.5 years.
wow.
By the way.
Oh, where you
I
I hope you're going someplace good.
Block Island. It's my boating trip with my friends.
Oh,
And I
nice.
couldn't move it this year. I always try to make them conform to my
So
schedule.
who's gonna run the show? We're just gonna,
Nicole will be here.
you're leaving the monkeys in charge over here?
Yeah, Nicole will be here. She's gonna fill in for me that night, so. I won't see
Well, that's
you guys
great.
for
Have a great time.
We
I'm
won't
Have a great
haze her.
trip.
I'm
Sounds
jealous. I
great.
love Block Island.
How long does it take ballpark for like when somebody
Right now,
gets
get on the
everything?
calendar.
To get on the calendar? Let's say they
About
got their
3
stuff in,
months.
about 3 months? Okay.
Yep, 3 months once I get their application to my office.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But to get it rejected downstairs,
No, it's already been done. They have everything, so they
Yep.
just want, they have a general idea. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
you're welcome.
Bye, guys.
And we had no reserved decisions tonight. That's
No, we have no
great.
reserves. You know what? Well, I don't have a quorum to vote them.
Oh, right, yeah, you couldn't. Oh, that's true. All right. Good night, everybody.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Last time I was here, you went away too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, she's going away all the
I
time.
go away all the time, but I don't usually miss, I'm always away, but I don't usually miss meetings.
No, you were here, but you
Yeah.
had just come
Yeah,
back.
yeah. This time, my boat trip, I couldn't make it, so. Oh. I'm missing. You don't like it, right?
You don't like us?
I don't like to miss.
No? I don't like it.
All right, well, thank you very
Good
much.
night. Thank
Take
you.
care. Appreciate it.